we're off again. Let's see if we can save this cafe today. Oh, everything sounds good. You're just hoping that one day I'll fuck it up again, are you, Mr. Bump? Well, I have learned from my mistake. And I hope that it won't happen again. At least not until I've got a good camera. That's what they all say. The next day. A historic heat wave tears its way across Tokyo. The asphalt, having absorbed the scorching heat of the sun all morning, roasts the bottom of our feet. The external air conditioner vents on every building are all open, blowing even more hot air through the streets. This is an urban heat island if I've ever seen one. One day I, the great Hoin Kiyoma, will invent a future gadget to fix this problem. Otherwise, I don't think I can survive this kind of heat year after year. Lost in thought, I find myself standing in front of Akihabara Station. My goal? To hand out flyers for May Queen. These groans have been going on for a while now. Already, Mr. Bump. Isn't that interesting? Although you did say you didn't like them yesterday. They're coming from right behind me. From behind a pillar in the station. Oh, they've dressed her up, haven't they? Yo! Makise Kuresu! The one time he doesn't call her Christina as well, just so that everybody knows exactly who she is. Yeah, no, that wasn't them. Okay, so you do like them. Sus. Quit hiding over there and come out, Makise Kuresu! Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think you liked being called Christina. Come on, Makise Kuresu! We've got flies to hand out! Well, you keep complaining when I call you Christina. It's double standards. Finally, it took long enough. Kuresu flees back into the shadow of the pillar. Oh, come on, you're being way too shy. This isn't that big of a deal. Take a look at Ferris and Mayuri, they're strutting their stuff. Bear it all. You're wearing a maid uniform, are you not? Traitor? How so? Thou shalt not make Hoin Kiyoma wear cat ears. Indeed, as Kuresu has pointed out, I'm wearing a black suit. It goes without saying, but it's not mine. A mad scientist like me would never own such a suit. So, I borrowed it from Ferris's butler. What were we supposed to do? Unlike Lukuko, I couldn't fit into any sizes they had. It would take over a month to get one custom made. And believe me, I'm incredibly grateful that that's the case. After talking to Ferris about it, we settled on the role of Dark Butler. Yes, evil butler who murders night. I'm not particularly sure what part of this look is supposed to be dark, but Ferris seemed excited about the potential to bring in female customers. Ocarina Nyan Nyan has been contained, at least for the time being. I feel bad for Lukuko, but I refuse to let the beast be unleashed. Yeah, fair enough. He doesn't exactly look like a man, does it? Listen, my assistant. I understand that trying something new can be a frightening thing. However, just look over there. Scissors is into it. See, part-time warrior is totally on board. Have a little more confidence in yourself, Christina. You're... not so bad yourself, you know. Nyan, it's like a thing that it's what the Japanese have for like cats making sound. Like, you know, if you said what sound a cat makes, you'd say meow, whereas the Japanese would say nyan for some reason. Kuroshi peeks around from behind the pillar with a surprised expression on her face. The cat ears on her head are slanted forward a little. You're not forced, I swear. You really do look pretty good. Honest. I'm ashamed to admit this, but when we all got together at May Queen this morning to coordinate costumes, I could feel myself going moe. Nothing, I swear! Kurusu mutters to herself, her face... That's not how you say that. Kurusu mutters to herself, her face turning a little red. Mayuri spots Kurusu peeking out from behind the pillar and walks over to her. Go strut your stuff, Christina. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. You look great. Mayuri clings tightly to Kurusu and pulls her out from behind the pillar. But there's a difference in ear size. Kurusu hurries to adjust the cat ears atop her head. The shoppers near the ticket gate stop to watch Kurusu and Mayuri entranced by their natural chemistry. I get it. They look more like two sisters, not related by blood, playing around more than anything else.
Oh,
you got it. It's hot out, so drink plenty of water, Mayuri. I'm gonna sneeze. I didn't sneeze. You too, Christina. You got it all wrong. You should say something like, I understand, my wonderful master. Yeah. And so Mayuri, Kurusu, and Suzuha all headed towards Chodori to pass out flyers, leaving only Faris and I behind. In case you were wondering, Moeko has work and Lukako is to help the shrine today, so they couldn't be here to help out. Daru's busy creating a new homepage for May Queen. He's also been assigned to a top-secret mission, so he's not here either. Never mind, he is here. Wait, why are you here? Damn pervert! Grab Daru from behind by the nape of his neck. We need to talk. How's the plan coming along? No, the other thing. I wouldn't hush my voice for something like that.
そんなにせかすなって。いくら天才の僕でも昨日の今日
Oh,
じゃ
what's he
は無理だろ上皇。
なるべく急い
Be
でく
quick, my dark
闇プ
programmer.
ログラマーよ。
闇プログラマーってのはやめろ。スーパーハッカーよりダメすぎる。
As the two of us whisper to one another, Ferris draws her face in close and cuts off her conversation.
二人とも気をつけて。見張られ。
何？
Say what? We're being watched? Without raising my head up, I glance around the area. 4 degrees C's goons, eh? I checked near the crowded ticket gate, the station interior, and rode in front of the station, but spotted nobody immediately suspicious. Still, our enemy's a real scumbag. Who knows what dirty tactics he might use to keep track of us?
蘇りし転生たるこのフェイリスと勇ましき戦士たちを貧乏の闇から無名の獣たちがじっと見張っているのに。
そっちの話かよ。
That's what you meant! I nearly fall over, all the while glaring at Ferris. She shoots me back a big smile. Dara eventually returns to the lad to continue with his mission, leaving Ferris and I to resume passing out flyers. Ferris is experienced as it gets when it comes to this sort of thing, and I worked plenty of tissue passing jobs in the past, so things go by surprisingly quickly. Damn, it's hot out.
さすがのフェイリスもちょっと参りそうだにゃ。
With our job finished in a brisk 2 hours, the two of us head to Chorodori to give Mayuri's team a help.
はい、今日なスポーツドリンクだにゃ。
なあ、
Much obliged. I down the beverage. Ferris opens her own drink, and I can hear her gulp down almost half the bottle. I feel the lost moisture from my body being replenished, but the sweating starts up again, and just like that, it's all gone.
いくらフェイリスの能力で霊気の衣をまとってみてもベヌ。
ベンヌ。
Benu?
フェイリスは7回前の前世でベンヌという霊長に見初められたことがあるんだにゃ。でもその時すでにフェイリスには勇者種
Is that so?
ベンヌは大いに怒りシュノークスを殺そうとしたんだけどな。間一髪フェイリスたちはこちらの世界に脱出することけど嫉妬深い霊長はフェイリスとシュノークスのことが許せず2人でいるところを見つけると怒りに任せて焼き尽くそうとしてもう分かったと思うけど今日のは実はシュノークスの転生した姿なの。
いや待てフェイリスニャンニャ
Now
ン。
just hold on a sec, Ferris
前世も来
Nyan.
世も
I have been
Oh,
holding Kyoma from the
それ以外
beginning
の
of
存
time
在では
itself.
ありえない。
それはリリスに植え付けられた偽りの記憶にゃ。
なんだと。
That's impossible! Ah, crap. If we start going on like this, we're never going to stop. It's way too hot to be doing this right now. Before things go any further, Ferris suddenly stops.
にゃにゃにゃサークにゃ。
Ferris starts waving her hand at someone walking from the opposite direction on Chorodori. Ferris is waving her hand at a tall yet underweight, somewhat nervous-looking man. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, holding what appears to be a bag with designer lettering on it. He's also wearing a surprisingly stylish pair of glasses. On this t-shirt is a character that used to be popular from some anime or game. I can't remember which. If I recall, I think her name is Sakura. Maybe that's why Ferris yelled out Sakunyan.
サークにゃ。久しぶりだにゃ。
Ferris happily runs up to the young man. Wait, but they just simply said her. I think her name is... I'm confused. It said young man. I think that might have just been a mistype when it said her.
久しぶりだね。
最近忙しいのかにゃ。あんまり顔を見ないから心配。
ちょっと仕事がね。
The young man seems to be somewhat flustered. Whenever Ferris smiles, he hurriedly shifts his gaze, not to mention he's hesitant to answer her questions. I also notice that he keeps trying to hide his bag from her. Of course, Ferris has also noticed this and makes moves to finish their conversation.
それじゃあサクにゃ。フェイリスはもう
ああ、そう
足事が忙しくっても体は壊さないようにしてにゃ。
ありがとう。それじゃあね。
バイバイにゃ。
The young man hurries off towards Akihabara Station. As he passes by me, I finally catch what it says on his bag. Pudding Princess mode. He's a traitor! He's going to the other cafes.
そういうことか。
Now I get it. That's the name of the cafe in the building across from May Queen. the one that 4 Degree C runs. After seeing the young man off, Ferris returns to my side, pretending like nothing happened.
待たせてごめんや。メイクインがオープンした頃から常
Yeah,
連さんだった人な
he
のに。
was a regular customer. And now where's he gone, huh? He was a regular customer, huh? The Ferris I know treats everyone she meets like a close friend of hers. That includes when she's working at May Queen, and even when she isn't. For example, she was just asking that young man about how work was going, and even if he was taking care of himself or not. She doesn't look at her relationships as maid or customer. To her, it's something much deeper and more personal than that. So I know that these kind of things hit her hard. This isn't just about losing a customer. And if May Queen has lost this many customers, I can't even imagine how Ferris must be feeling right now. Have I underestimated just how hard this has been on her? As we walk together, I peek at the side of her face, her expression unchanged. Ferris is standing up straight, confidently holding her head up high and smiling, all the while waving at people who walk by. I just can't help but feel like she's forcing herself to be this way. My heart aches at the thought.
にゃ、どうかしたかにゃ。
いや
Nothing. Ferris didn't even ask that man to come back to May Queen. She realized that by doing so, she'd just make it awkward for him. Considering how kind Ferris is, that's something she could never do. Even though I'm sure she must have wanted to every fibre of her being. I've always struggled with figuring out this cat... I've always struggled with figuring this cat girl out, but these are her raw emotions. Her kindness, her frustration, her despair. For just a short moment, I feel as though I've finally seen the real her.
なあフェイリス
Hey, Ferris.
えっ
Is there anything I can do for you?
とお前
ほにゃにゃ。
Ferris's eyes open widely. Then, just as she's about to speak, she turns red.
今日待ってばダメだにゃ。今のフェイリスはみんなのフェイリス。告白なら誰もいない夕暮れの空中都市でお願いにゃ。
誰もそんなことす
They're
るとは言
jumping
っと
to
らん
some mighty out of their conclusions.
ほにゃ。今してほしいことって言ったにゃ。
お前は俺に
You want me
告
to
白
confess
して
my
ほ
love
しい
for you?
のか
してほしいにゃ。
Oh god, here we go.
え
He's like, oh. You clearly haven't been to the what I call the better Steins Gate world line. Ferris looks me right in the eyes, almost as if there's something. Oh fucking hell! Almost as if she's searching for something. Her light pink lips slowly open and her little tongue licks them just a bit. Then, in a gentle and sweet voice.
ねえして。
えっとああ
なんてもう今日だったら照れちゃってウブだにゃ。
Ferris sticks her tongue out at me and laughs. Ah. Without thinking, I start pulling on Ferris's canis. A mere cat like you dares to insult the great Queen Kioma? I think not!
フェイリスの大事な耳が取れちゃうにゃ。
Ferris holds down her cat ears, real tears starting to form in her eyes. I don't get it. The ears are fake, right? I take a closer look and notice that they're held to her head via clips in her hair.
あ
Oh, sorry. I hurriedly let go.
にゃ。ひどいにゃ。
痛かったか
Did I hurt you? I'm really sorry. Oh god.
痛いとこ。
Rub your head? Right out here in the open?
だって今日のしてほしいことどうぞにゃ。
Ferris tilts her head towards me.
うわ
Fine. Yeah.
よかった
Left with no choice, I gently rub her head.
にゃ。気持ちいいにゃ。
Ferris murmurs and narrows her eyes. She really seems like a cat right now. Then, in between her faint sighs, I hear her whispering. Whispering so quietly that I can barely make out her words.
ごめんね。心配かけて。
What's up? When I ask her to repeat herself, she immediately switches back into her cat girl persona and smiles mischievously at me.
あ
Damn
さすがに
straight,
答えたな
I'm beat. After working the whole day in May Queen, I head home along with Mayuri. I say worked, but May Queen was closed today, so the lab members underwent job training. Considering none of us have ever worked at the restaurant before, you can hardly blame us for needing it. Nukuko and Moka joined us in the evening, and Ferris gave them the basic rundown. Oh, and for the record, Lukako's maid outfit still isn't ready yet, so there was no grand debut today. Mayuri's working her hardest on it.
ああ、そうだ、マユリ。
Oh, that's right.
ちょっと聞き
Hey
たいの
Mayuri,
が
there's something I wanted to ask you.
フェイリスの好
Do
き
you
なも
happen
の
to
と
know what
か
sorts of things
お前
Ferris
知らない
likes?
か？
フェリスちゃんの好きなもの？
おう
Yeah.
そうだな。
Mayuri places her index finger on her chin.
やっぱりライネットかな。
ライネット。
Rhinet, huh? I totally
そう
forgot
いえ
she
ば
was
そう
into
だ
that.
ったな。
Who has a crush on who, Mr. Bump? Rhinet, short for Rhinet Access Battlers. It's a card game based on the one that pops up in super popular manga, Rhinet Kaku. It's big with adults and children of all ages. Ferris is not only addicted to the game itself, but also pretty damn skilled at it too.
うん。
もしかしてオカリンはフェリスちゃんにプレゼントをしたいの？
プレゼントというか、
I'm not sure you'd call it a
何か
present,
気
but I
分
want to
転
do
換を
something
させ
to
てや
cheer
り
her
たい
up.
フェイリスは
You know
ああい
how
うやつだ
Ferris
から
is,
口
she's
には
not the
出さな
type
い
to
ん
say
だ。
anything, but I know this is hitting
結
her
構
pretty
参ってる
hard.
んじゃないかと思ってな。
Ah, well, Mr. Bump, let me show you quickly a screenshot from a previous game that I took because it was absolutely hilarious. I'm gonna find it first. Scroll through all my many screenshots. Was it this one? This scene. Here we go. He says, "Ah, here's where I lose my virginity. Farewell, virginity. I would have preferred to give it away rather than have it taken by force, but oh well. That's a scene from the first game." So yeah, I would say that's a definite possibility. And what can I say? The first game was a 15, and this might be partly why. I mean, the second game was 18, but the second game had nudity, so. You know how Ferris is, she's not the type to say anything, but I know this is hitting her pretty hard.
オカリンもやっぱりそう思う？
Yeah.
だよね。
That was with the cat girl. It was in a different world line though. In what I call the best world line, because it involved the least people getting murdered. Mayuri furrows her brow and then frowns.
気晴らしになりそうなものって
Is there
他にな
anything
いか？
else she might be into?
ラ
I
イネッ
don't know a
ト
whole
と言わ
lot
れても
about Rhinet, to be honest.
俺はあまり詳しく知らないんだ。
それだったらね。
とにかく
Anyway,
俺にも
try to
分
keep
かり
it
そうなも
something
の
I
を頼
might
む。
know a little about. Mayuri gazes up into the sky, deep in thought. After groaning for a while, she claps her hands together.
そうだ。レトルト PC。
レトルト
A
PC？
retort PC? What's that?
Random.
I think she means retro PC.
ほら、昔のパソコンさんだよ。ラボにもあるでしょ？
あレトルト
mean
PC じゃなくて
retro,
レトロ
not retort.
PC な。
そうそう、それ。
Who died in this one? Oh right, but no one's died in this one. Yeah, but this is kind of more of a joke game. It's a what if game. We don't even know. I don't even know. Well, I think I maybe could have found out, but I'm not entirely sure what D-mail he sent to get to this world line. Huh? She's into
意外
retro
だな。
PCs? That's kind of
あのフェイ
surprising.
リスが。
なんかね、もともとフェリスちゃんのパパさんが集めてたんだって。
I see. Retro PCs, eh? Yeah, the first and second game were like really serious, whereas this one is a lot less serious. I don't know if you could tell, but it's more about the romance storylines. This makes things easy. I should take a look at the second-hand shops in Akiba. When I mention this, Mayuri smiles and says, Mayushi thinks Ferris-chan would like that very much. May Queen was closed to accommodate our training yesterday, but it's ready to open for business today. Which means it's finally time for us to start working. The store's set to open in about 30 minutes. The atmosphere is tense. We're nervous. Needless to say, Ferris and Mayuri are more than used to this environment, so they do the rounds, making sure everyone is alright.
ああ、リンリンちゃん、ちょっとリボンが曲がってるにゃん。
Mayuri fixes the ribbon around Rin Rin Yan's, formerly known as Suzuha, neck. Her maiden name, Rin Rin, is based off the kanji for the character of Suzu.
ありがとう、椎名まゆり。違うよ、リンリンちゃん。ここではまゆしは。ああ、そっか、ごめん。
ねえまゆり、あ、じゃなかった。まゆし、私はどう？
大丈夫だよ。
After our flying escapades yesterday, it looks like Kurisu's gained a little bit of self-confidence. She's still as shy as ever, but now she's at least able to act like a cat-eared maid.
何岡部、汚らしい目でジロジロ。
って全然メイドらしくないなお前。
Is that any way for a maid to act? Are you really going to be okay?
私このキャラで行くことにしたから。
あ
Huh?
クリスニャンニャンはツンドラっていうキャラ設定。
お帰りになさいませ、ご主人様。大好きにゃん。なんて私が言っても似合わないでしょ。
Yeah, true enough.
確かに。
何を納得してるの？そうでもないくらい言いなさいよ、この DT が。お前って本当に最低のクズね。気持ち。とまあこんな感じ。
ああ、クリスチャン上手。お客さん大喜び。
I feel like that wasn't part of the role. I feel like that was just her honest opinion. Oh, she was just practicing her character. Don't scare me like that. And wait, are customers really looking for that kind of service?
むクリスニャンニャン大ブレイクの予感
Garo breathes heavily as he speaks, his cheeks bright red. I take back my previous statement. In case it's not already obvious, Chris Nyan Nyan is Kurisu's maiden name. I had suggested Sleb 7 Nyan Nyan, but needless to say I only narrowly avoided getting my head bashed in. I also tried to push for Shining Finger Nyan Nyan as Moeka's name, but that got rejected as well. They went with the far more boring Moe Moe Nyan Nyan. Their loss. Said Moe Moe Nyan Nyan is currently trying her best to clean the windows. After working together like this, I realized something. Moeka is entirely incapable of cleaning. For example, Moeka was supposed to be polishing the tables right about now, but after she noticed some fingerprints on the window, she got distracted. Now she's cleaning the windows. Yeah, well, we found this out in the last storyline. And upon closer inspection, there's a broom leaning against the wall, right next to a dustpan full of trash that's been completely abandoned. She probably got distracted by something else. She's not just like this with cleaning either, it's everything. When asked to make a chocolate parfait during training yesterday, Moeka took over twice as long as everyone else. She ended up making something that only barely resembled a parfait. The ice cream melted into a mess, there was too much chocolate and it was all overflowing out of the glass. I've never seen someone so unskilled in my entire life.
なあ、ちょっとダメだよ、桐生萌香。あ、じゃなくて。ゴミはちゃんと廃棄しないとさ。あと、テーブルと窓を同時に拭くのはやめな。ごめん。ああ、いいよいいよ。ゴミは私がやっとくから。
What's interesting about this whole situation is that Suzuha's doing her best to try and help Moeka out. It's almost like watching a little sister try and take care of her clumsy older sibling or something. It might make for a good combo.
Ooh.
My attention fully on Moeka and Suzuha, I hear Daru's voice coming from behind me. And then, immediately after, I hear the girls let out a stunned sigh. I turn around to take a look and... it's Lukako's debut. There stands a beautiful young lady, fidgeting restlessly after exiting the changing room. Up? I can scroll? What? I've never been able to do this before. This is brand new. Whoa! That's so cool. Look at me go. I have interaction. Look at this. Interaction. Anyway. Her voice is faint, almost as if she might vanish at a moment's notice. The girl, man, is the epitome of innocent beauty. He's the polar opposite of how Kurisu was yesterday, after changing into her maid uniform. Daru, keep it in your pants. I can just barely make out Daru muttering in the corner. I hate to admit it, but even I can't look away. I'm surprised they didn't give him a wig like they did for Mayuri. Mr. Bump's fantasizing right now. His face bright red, Lukako glances over at me. I imagine he's going to give me a look of protest, considering I'm the one who put him into this situation. I get it, but instead... Of course you are, my other faithful apprentice. I, the great Hoin Kiyoma, guarantee that you are a man amongst men. Hold your head up high, and aim for the top! Become the queen of all maids! And peeking from behind the curtain, probably. Daru's penguin suit is almost... Daru's penguin suit is actually a modified one we got from the Tokyo hands. Mayuri's going to make the adjustments, but she couldn't handle Lukako's maid uniform and that at the same time, understandably. I can't speak today. I can't ever speak, to be fair. So for today, Daru has his digital camera and laptop with him so he can grab photos from May Queen's website. Daru starts taking photos of us. He said one photo, but he's clearly taking multiple. Some of them low angle even. Oh god. Being realistic, you think it's realistic that your crush is going to end up in that uniform, are you, Mr. Bump? Interesting. I mean, you've got to admire the artistry that is her speech. Sure, Mr. Bump. Sure. Should we really be going down this path? I get the feeling we'll only be drawing creepers like Daru if we keep this up. Ferris takes a hesitant look at Nyan. What? that's a lot of Nyans in his name there. Yes, that's actually his maid name, with her outside the cafe. And so the time to open up Maid Queen finally arrived, kicking off our workday. That being said, Operation Frere has only just begun, so it's not like we're drowning in customers. Even around lunchtime, business is slow. Customers familiar with Faris and Mayuri pop their heads in every once in a while, but over the course of the day, there isn't much for us to do. Seeing 4 Degrees C's cafe flourishing across the street from us just adds insult to injury.
焦っても仕方ないやん。まだ大逆転の序章が始まったばっかり
Faris'
だにゃ。
smile is as bright as ever. Things only start to change a little after tea time in the afternoon.
嘘、本当にルカ君？どうしよう、かわいい。
Mayuri's cosplay friends swing by the cafe after hearing about things from her. Apparently Lukako is pretty famous in that crowd, and every event they tried to get Mayuri to convince him to cosplay with them.
ご注文。ねえねえ、今度のイベントでライネットかけるやるんだけど、合わせしない？
They're trying to recruit him.
ひらりちゃんこそだっていけるよ。
Stop it, Fubuki and the other one. I can't remember the other one's name.
でも僕コスプレはちょっと。
I feel bad for Lukako, who's clearly struggling under all of this pressure, so I head over to lend him a helping hand. Without breaking from my butler character, of course.
失礼します。
Excuse me, young madams. Would you like to place an order?
どうな
Is
さいまし
something
た
the matter?
いや、どうしよう。リアルクロときた。
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do Connor's voice that well.
もしかして二次元の壁を越えて降臨なされた？
I don't even really know how the Black Butler speaks. Ah, shit. Female versions of Daru. I can feel myself wanting to interject, but I keep it all in. They might be odd, but they're still Mayuri's friends. I have to treat them well.
ねえねえ、ルカ君。はい？
And I thought Mayuri's friends would have seen me before and, you know, recognized me.
クロット様とはどういう関係なの？
What have I been given the name Seb? My name is not Seb.
どういうって言われても。僕優しくしてくれるのなかった。
Oh, Jesus Christ. The army of girls looking back and forth between me and Lukako nearly in unison, then start grinning. Come, Mayushi Nyan Nyan.
まゆしんにゃんにゃん。
I summon Mayuri over to the table.
何かにゃ？
Save me! Mayuri approaches us and exchanges cheerful greetings with the girls.
まゆり、
Mayuri,
ルカ子
I
の
need you
サ
to
ポート
provide
してやって
support
くれ
for Lukako. I'm out of my element.
歯が立たん。
こんにちは。
Ah,
お
welcome
帰
back,
りなさい
madam.
ませ。お嬢様。
I take the arrival of a new customer as an opportunity to flee the scene.
桐生ちゃんいます？
桐生ちゃん。
Who would be looking for Moeka? Kiryu-chan, oh. I point over to Moeka in the corner. Needless to say, she's continuing to fail at cleaning.
あ、いた。うわー、桐生ちゃんってば思った
The
より
female
似合う
customer
じゃん。
seems to know Moeka. As I lead her to the table, she smiles over in her direction.
おい、しやつ。
Hey, Shining, I mean Moe Moe.
もえもえ。お客さんだぞ。
You have a guest.
見に来たわよ。
Who could possibly know Moeka?
すみません。
Oh, it's her boss.
いいのいいの。これも取材の一環ってことで。
This woman must be from the company where Moeka works. Judging by their back and forth, she's either her senior or her boss.
ねえ桐生ちゃん、今度うちで萌え系雑誌を出すんだけど。ダメです。まだ何にも言ってないじゃない。お断り。別に脱いでとか言わないわよ。パンツじゃないから恥ずかしくないもん的な感じでさ。
interesting saying.
けど。平気平気。萌え萌えならやれる。やれません。
こんにちは。
And yet another customer has joined us. Things are starting to get busy. That sounds like Nai, I can't lie. That sounds like a 6-year-old. Anyway, good luck, Moe Moe. I leave Moeka behind to deal with her boss and head toward the entrance. If Moeka ever appears dressed up like a maid in a magazine, I have to make it a point to buy multiple copies. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear Lord. Welcome back, madam. Yep, I knew it. I knew it was Nai. I have mixed feelings about Nai. You know, she's nice and sweet until the future in certain world lines where she comes back and threatens me with terrifying things. Wait, what? Mr. Braun, let's go! Working hard or hardly working. What? Mr. Braun and his lovely daughter Nai have joined us. What are you doing here, Mr. Braun? He's so big, he fills like the entire screen. I see. Please follow me, I'll show you to your table. I calmly lead Mr. Braun and his daughter to a table in the back. Nai's making strange sounds. This must be Nai's first time in a cafe like this. Her eyes are sparkling with delight and wonder. Suzu and Mayuri spot the pair and immediately trot over. I love how completely unfazed he is to be in a place like this, just surrounded by cat girls. He's just like, I'm too manly to be affected by this. Oh, Mr. Oh, he didn't like that. Oh, you could see that expression change instantly. Instantly, expression darkens. Just like, no. Upsettingly, Mr. Braun looks dead at me. What? What? I would never, ever do anything to negatively influence your daughter, sir. Could you explain why you're looking at me, Mr. Braun? I would do nothing! I wouldn't do anything! It's Daru you'd have to watch out for. A fierce fire appears in Mr. Braun's eyes. Of course I'm not saying that. That's not what I said. I'm saying we're way too different in age. Doting fathers are the worst. Ferris quickly rushes over to the table with something in hand. It's the cat girl. Ferris is holding cat ears in her hands, the same ones that all the maids at May Queen wear. Somehow I doubt that the sort of people who would go to a Braun Tube workshop would want to also go to a cat cafe. I mean, that's just me, but... Although, judging by the apron that Mr. Braun wears, maybe not. Nai puts the cat ears on her head and smiles brightly. What's sus, Mr. Bump? Don't you dare look at me again. Seriously, Mr. Braun, do you really have to look at me when you say that? Oh, and about the collab campaign, I honestly wanted to yell about how it's a waste of time since the Braun Tube workshop never gets any customers, but I didn't want to risk upsetting the man beast. I kept my mouth shut. And so our first day of work slowly reached its conclusion. At the end of the day, our customers mostly consisted of friends and associates swinging by, but even still, May Queen felt like it had regained at least some of its old hustle and bustle. Varys was overjoyed. We're in a new chapter. After agreeing to help out at May Queen, the days just whiz by. And slowly but steadily, the number of customers visiting the cafe begins to grow. Mayuri's friends in particular have been a great help. Thanks to their incredibly vast information network, customers flock in just to see Lukuko and, for some reason, me. Among those customers are the Fujoshi girls, who have apparently decided to ship Lukuko and I. This is no joke. And yet here I am again, attempting to take orders while being interrogated. Oh wow, many days have passed. I just looked at the date. Good day, madams. May I take your order? I can't do a Seb. I can't do a Seb. I'm sorry. I can't do a black butler. Yes, what is it, madam? Initially, I'd introduced myself as Kiyoma, but I gave up after it became too annoying to correct people all the time. Recently, I've just been going by the name Seb. Luca. She's helping out at home today. Not in the least. She's just a friend, after all. Stop it! Why? Why does it have to be like this? I want to scream out to the heavens, but I remind myself that this is all for May Queen. I need to keep it in. That said, this is only on the tame side of things. There's one other major problem I'm having. Worse than even all these girls. Every now and then I can feel the male customers shooting me piercing glares from all sides. It almost feels like their negative feelings towards me are burning through my skin. There's no doubt about it. They have to be Lukuko's royal guard, waiting for him to come into work. But you see, Lukuko's picked up something of a fan club of male visitors recently. Damn, center of the front page. Dora's been working on the May Queen side pretty regular, and some parts of it are already open to the public. One of those sections being the maid introductions. Lukuko's profile is right up on there, and that caused something of a frenzy over on the @channel cosplay boards. To be honest, most of the customers I saw were fairly positive, but some folks whipped themselves up into a tizzy saying things like, "There's no way someone this cute could be a girl! I'm gonna check things out!" The end result? Instant customers. And so the worst case scenario happened, in which I am now being shipped with Lukuko by the Fujoshi, and Lukuko's fans want nothing of it. Spoiled goods. Oh my god, sue your asses. I love that channel. Because she's pretty, Mr. Bump. Oh, he is pretty. This is world lines confusing. Seb is so lame, right? That whole darkness butler thing is ridiculous. Everything he's doing is fucking crazy, lol. What's up with that face, lol? Since he can't get any girls, he's probably just selling for spoiled goods. Needless to say, there's also a Seb defense force. There's no doubt in my mind that these posters are women. I can see why a creepy fat loser would be jealous of Seb. Yeah, you're all just jealous. You're all under arrest for libel. I'm gonna reveal your IDs and sue your asses. If someone like Seb can't get laid, there's no way in hell any of you are, lol. One of those definitely Kurisu. I'm sure one of those was Kurisu. And so here I am, feeling like I'm sitting on a bed of nails. Guys, seriously, come on. I know he looks beautiful and all, but Lukuko's a guy. What reason is there to be jealous of me? Why am I getting shipped with him? Yeah.
どうしたの？
After I finish serving the customers, I grumble to myself near the kitchen. Kurisu overhears me as she passes by. She's carrying a plate with an omelette on it. She's probably going to bring it to a customer. On the omelette, "Die" is written in big letters using ketchup. As much as I have reservations about this whole character of hers, customers seem to dig it. While Lukako might occupy the spotlight most of the time, Kurisu is slowly accumulating her own personal army of manic fans. I love the way Krish Nyan looks down on me with her cold, uncaring eyes. I started to see posts like that on that channel, and every now and then I catch Kurisu in front of her PC, looking like she's seen a ghost. Nothing, I'm just a little tired.
サボるんじゃないわよ、このクズ。叱ってあげましょうか。
Kurisu flashes me a smile as she heads out into the hall. She stops and turns around to look at me.
ああ、そういえば、今日の夜ってミー
Yeah, sounds like Ferris and Garu have fleshed out their ideas for the PV. I guess they put something together.
橋田が
I know. But hey, he's been pretty helpful with this whole thing. Let's have a little faith in him.
そうね。そうよね。
Kurisu can't hide the uneasiness in her voice as she carries her deadly omelette out to the floor. By the way, before serving the omelette to the customer...
床に這いつくばって食べなさい。
Interesting.
はそれがお似合いだわ。
That's a thing you could say. Is apparently among the things she says to them. Naturally, she used Daru as a reference point. The customers beg for forgiveness and she allows them to eat like normal, but I just don't get what's so fun about any of this. I guess I'm not enough of a pervert. Not that I want to be one in the first place. Thus, despite having lost a great deal of its customers, May Queen is finally regaining some of its liveliness little by little. I feel like slowly but steadily things are beginning to look up. Oh, and as for our wages, Ferris isn't kidding when she said she's planned on paying us for our work. Let's go! I'm getting rich, boys! Out of bankruptcy we go! I didn't decide to help her because I wanted money, but she told me to use it for the lab's operating budget, so I accept her gracious donation. And just like that, the lab's money problems look to be becoming a thing of the past. After closing up shop for the day, we all get together at the lab. I do enjoy that this entire what-if scenario has stemmed off of me doing some unsaid thing to lose us all a bunch of money. And we have to account for that. After closing up shop for the day, we all gather at the lab. Like I told Kurisu earlier, we're holding a meeting to discuss the May Queen PV. Everyone sits in a circle around the table and Ferris places what looks like a stack of papers in the center.
これが今回のプロモビデオの台本だにゃ。
台本？もしかしてドラマ？
だいたい5分くらいの
That's
作
a
品
long
になるは
ad.
ずだにゃ。
You should really probably advise against long ads, because you need to hold retention, but whatever.
そう言うと、フェイリスはアイディアだけで全部ダロニアに書いてもらっちゃったにゃ。
僕的には割といいストーリーになったと思うんだよ。
でもお芝居なんてできるかな。
任せて。ルカシはそう言うと思ってさ、セリフとか簡単な役にしといて。
本当ですか？ありがとうございます。
せっかくだからちょっとみんなで読み合わせしてみる。
そうだな。
Makes sense to me, let's give it a go. Ferris begins to pass out copies of the script. Since the promo video is only going to be about 5 minutes long, the batch of papers isn't particularly thick. That said... Hey, Ferris, mind if I ask you a question? I point to the huge letters printed on the first page. Please tell me this isn't the title.
そうにゃ。
Raimade Taru, Sweet Battlers. No matter how many times I read the text, it refuses to change. I'm guessing Garu came up with this bit.
いやいや違うんだお。僕が主役とかじゃないから、主人公の名前がどうしても思いつ
Oh,
か
I've
な
got a
くて
text
さ、
message.
この世で一番かっこいい名前をつけただけなんだよ。
It's from Domino's giving me offers. Thank you, Domino's.
分でかっこいいとか言うな。
Coolest? You've got to be kidding me.
もうこの時点で嫌な予感がするのは私だけかし。大丈夫。著作権。
平気だお。ライネットとは設定から何から全くの別。
とにかく飛翔するなら読んでからにするにゃ。
それもそうね。配役は。
Everyone turns the page. Leading role or beautiful maid of love and justice? Luca.
橋田さん言いましたよね。
言ったお。
じゃあなんで主役なんですか？
Lukako's eyes are filled with tears.
だからね、セリフを簡単にしといたよって意味。
そんな。
ルカニャン、聞いてほしいにゃ。今メイクイーンはルカニャンファンであふれ。本当はフェイリスだって主役をやりたい。でもだからお願いだにゃ。フェイリスの分。
Despite his face still dripping with tears, Lukako is unable to resist Ferris's plea any further.
それよりもね、フェイリス。それ以外の配役なんだけ
The rival, Ferris. The best friend, Suzuha. The older sister, Moeka.
これがどうかしたかにゃ。
ど。いやいや、そこじゃなくてその後。
Cold-hearted hellmaid who torments her. Chris.
地獄メイドって何？地獄メイドって。
マキセ氏のキャラに合わせて考えたんだお。
あれを配信するのは NG？
衣装はセクシーなボッテージです。
Oh dear lord. Oh god no.
絶対に NO！
Yeah, I was gonna say.
あとね、これは何なの？
Hellmaid super slave, Daru. Um,
ちょうどれ。
that's a roll.
私に何をさせる気？
いやいや、いろいろさせられるのは僕の方です。
脳みそずる出してやる。背骨バキ折ってやる。
あのね、ダル君。
マユシもなんかあんの？
マユシーのこれは。
God, what's Mayuri's role? Mascot, Goofy. Oh, that's so mean.
犬。
What? That's so mean.
マユシー、ワンちゃん？ワンちゃんと言っても、ほら、魔女っ子アニメによく出てくるマスコットキャラのことだにゃ。ああ、そういうことか。でも、なんで名前は。
それは聞かなくてもわかるっしょ。
お本
I suppose I'm the last up to complain.
最後は俺が
なんだよ、まだあるん？
いいかよく
Alright,
聞け。
listen well. Oh god, no. Why am I Luca's lover?
これ以上脚を煽
Why are you throwing oil into the fire? Are you trying to give me an ulcer?
大体
And what the hell's with Hoin Seb? How dare you use my true name for something as absurd as this?
だってさ、ハルナタンが、ハルナタンっていうのはマユシの友達のレイヤーさんね。ハルナタンが、
あの不女子
The
軍団の
Fujoshi
確か
army's
ねか
behind this.
とにかくさ、フェイリスタンも言ったけど、文句は台本を読んでか。
そうだにゃ。ほら、みんな読み合わせしてみるにゃ。
わかったわ。確かに読んでもいない。
I've judged it by its cover already, and I'm unhappy.
あ
Yeah,
そうだな。
I guess so. We end up reading through the script, each of us voicing our own lines. The protagonist of all this little tale, Itaru, he's a guy, spends her days attending an all-girls high school in the city. But Itaru has a secret. He, is an angel reincarnated from a different world, the planet of Sora, to be exact. She is an important mission she must complete. Hi, I'm Sora from Kingdom Hearts. That mission is to fill our corrupted Earth with the power of dreams, just like the planet of Sora. To do that, he aims to become the legendary maid, the bringer of love and dreams. She trains endlessly towards this goal.
僕やるよ。世界一のメイドさんを決めるライメイドスイートバトル世界大会に出て絶対に優
However,
勝する。
before him, stands a powerful, unflinching, unshaking rival, the great Fetish Nanyan.
そうはいかないにゃ。イタルを倒し、フェイリスこそが世界一のメイドさん
That's
にな
not
るん
all.
だにゃ。
The jealous witch, the cold-blooded hell-maid Chris is lying in wait.
このウジ虫。お前ごときがライメイドスイートバあー痛い。無知はやめてください。
そうですよクリス様。やるなら僕を思う存分やってく
Oh,
ださい。
Jesus Christ. Just
Yeah,
nameless.
うわー
I love that Dora's character is nameless. Amidst this cruel and desperate battle, there is but a moment of peace.
みんな心配しているわ。姉さん、何にもできないけど。携帯。
イタル元気出せよ。ほら、草やるよ、草。三丁目の空き地に生えてたやつさ。
She just picks up grass from down the road.
何いらないの？じゃあこっちはどう？なんとラジカンの屋上で見つけたタンポポだ。もぐも。ワンワン。イタルくん大変だよ。マユシーの後ろからパタパタ変な
This is
音が
brilliant.
する
Look, I wonder who they got to do this drawing. I wonder if somebody actually actively tried to make it look like this, or if they genuinely just got a 7-year-old in and said draw a dog with some flowers. Screenshot. Look at that. That is brilliant. The dog has eyebrows too. And it has a blush and a hat. That's a great cow! Oh, anyway. And so, the eternal power of love is all that stands between young Itaru and the depths of despair.
イタルよ。
Oh, Itaru, my beloved
我
lord.
が愛すべき
Even if I meant... Ah, shit. Even if it meant suffering 1,000 deaths in the flames of hell, I would gladly give my life, my very soul, to save you from the pits of darkness.
地獄のだが
But I too am being a deep...
ロードを黒く染めんとする
This is why I couldn't be an
魔
actor.
界の眷属なり
But I too am being a demon of the realm. My very existence stains you in the
この呪わ
darkness.
しきことか
Ah, woe is the cursed body of mine.
この苦しみから逃れること
If
が
I
叶
cannot
わぬの
escape
なら
this torment, heed me, God of gods, tyrant of heaven who bestows such
業を
karma
与え続
upon
ける
us.
天井の暴君
Slice these black wings from my back and cast my soul into the eternal
黒き
darkness.
翼を切り落とし我が魂
How
を
will
栄
it all
光
end?
の闇にほふっ
Can
てしま
Itaru
うがい
defeat
い
her rivals and use the power of true love to win the Rhinet Maid's sweet battle? Good luck, Itaru, until the day you stand at the top of the Maid world.
じゃじゃ
さて
So,
問題
I
点
have a
は
lot
い
of
ろいろある
questions,
が
but
とりあえずこれだけは言っておかない。
何を
どうして私が無知振り回さなきゃいけないわけ？
マユシ
I feel like you're not allowed to whip people on
バカ
TV.
さんじゃないよ。私草ばっか食べて牛みたいじゃん。
携帯の機種変って。
あとやっぱり橋田が気持ち悪い。
そもそもこれはど
What
ん
the
な
hell
ストー
kind
リ
of
ーなん
story
だ
is this? It's a mix between magical girls fighting heroines, some weird occult thing, and none of it makes sense. There's zero consistency. How could anyone empathize with these characters?
そう思うだろうルーカー
You're right with me. Fucking hell. You're with me, right, Lukako?
何を赤くなっている
Why is your face all red?
いえ、別にその京馬さんがこんなに僕のことを。
あの
Just so we're on the same page here, you do realize that was a performance,
今のは全部
right?
芝居だからな。
にゃーごめんにゃみ
Ferris'
んな
expression darkens.
あー違うぞフェイリス。
No, Ferris, we're complaining about Daru's crappy script. That's all your ideas aren't bad.
別にフェイリス
I
のア
think
イ
the
デア
best
が悪い
looking
わ
is
けでもない。
Daru. That's interesting, Mr. Bump.
そうよ。橋田の台本がダメなだけだから。
That wouldn't be you coming out now, would it?
助けてあまねしまゆし二人
いやーごめんごめん今草食べてるまゆしはうっかりワンちゃんなので役に立ちませんプンスカプン
The girl boy.
まさかあまねしとまゆしまでオラオラですか
Suzuha and Mayuri can't help but burst into laughter at seeing Daru's eyes widen.
この台本少し直していい？
にゃ
Oh yeah, she is a brilliant writer after all. I don't know if a fire's been lit deep inside her pro-writer spirit, but Moroka chimes in nonetheless.
そんなことできるのか？
Think you're up to the task?
大丈夫だと思う。
解約は困るんだけど
これ以上悪くなるか。
うわ容赦ね
手を入れてもらえるのはあり
Honestly,
がたい
I'd be really grateful if you could
いつ
just
まで
help us out here.
始圧しよう
But when do you think you can have it done by?
明日の
何
What?
そんなに早くかにゃ
She's a professional.
少し直せ方向間違ってるだけだから
As far as I'm concerned, that's the biggest problem. But I decide to let Moroka handle it nevertheless.
けど明日は例の取材記事を見せてもらう約束になってたにゃ
記事の
にゃーすごい
Moroka
に
may
ゃ
very well be more talented than I've given her credit for. Showered with our expectant gazes, Moroka blushes and looks away. With the meeting over, the lab members go their separate ways. As usual, Dara and I are the only ones left at the lab. I consider brainstorming some future gadget ideas since it's been a while, but as I take a look at the shelves, I spot some PC parts and immediately remember something. I throw on my sandals and run outside. Dashing towards UPX, I eventually catch up with Ferris.
おいフェイリス
Yo, Ferris!
にゃにゃどうかしたのか
いや実
Well,
はな
actually.
まさかこんな時間からお誘いそんなのダメにゃ
Whoa, what a
気に
line.
絡むとフェイスイケメン子になってしまうにゃ
Yeah, so she shoots me an alluring gaze. For the moment, I can feel myself turning red, but I'm fairly used to dealing with this catgirl's flirty nature, so I manage to pull myself together.
安心しろ
Fear not.
そんな
I
非常
wouldn't do
識なこ
something
とは
as
しない
nonsensical as that.
にゃ
Ferris looks dissatisfied. She cutely pouts her lips, almost as if she was saying, I wanted you to ask me out. You just don't understand how girls think, nya. I decided to ignore it.
そうじゃなくて
Anyway, it's nothing
お
like that.
前
I
retro
heard you're
PC
pretty
に詳しいんだ
knowledgeable
ってな
about retro PCs. Is that true?
大好きだにゃ
Ferris's eyes light up in excitement.
実は
Well,
俺もちょ
actually,
っ
I'm
と興
pretty
味があ
interested
る
in
ん
them
だ
too.
空いた
When
時
we
間
both
にでも
have some free
中
time,
古ショ
would
ッ
you
プに
like
行
to
かない
look
か
around some used shops with me?
行くフェイリス行きつけのお店を紹介するにゃ
Ferris's mood has done a complete 180. She has a huge smile on her face. Well, you have basically just like asked her out. I mean, you know, you basically said, "Do you want to go walk around the shops with me?" That's like a girl's dream, mate. It's moments like this when she seems her age. Actually, she feels even younger, if anything. That's a bad thing to say. I still can't believe that a young girl like this owns and runs May Queen by herself. I can't believe that until we joined the fight, she was doing battle with assholes like 4 Degrees C this whole time. Just who exactly is Ferris Nyan Nyan? I decide not to pry into her past. Oh yeah, you don't want to pry into her past. Dead father. It just doesn't seem necessary. And no matter what I ask, I'm sure she'd just reply with Ferris is Ferris, or something of the sort. Honestly, as long as she's one of our friends, having fun with us at the lab, it doesn't matter who she really is. After spending a little time chatting, Ferris eventually decides to head home. On her way, she repeatedly turns around to wave at me. All I can do is stand and watch her until she disappears into the crowd of people. I honestly don't know, Mr. Bump. I can't even guarantee that he's going to ask someone out. I assume that he will, based on how the other two storylines went, but who knows? The next morning, Ferris and I are standing in front of an apartment building near Akihabara. I woke up to an email from Moeka this morning. I contacted Ferris, and so here we are now, standing in front of Moeka's building. Her place is located in an old 2-floor building made of wood. It gives off a distinct Showa era feel to it, and I wouldn't be terribly surprised if it was built over 40 years ago. When I say it has a Showa era feel to it, I don't mean that in a good way. The place is in terrible condition, the staircase and outside hallways are full of rusted pipes and the like. I hope this thing doesn't fall apart. Yeah, but if I were to guess, just based on how they're dishing the lines out, I'd say he's going to be with the cat girl rather than the South African. Ferris and I cautiously climb the iron stairs and head to Moeka's apartment. I knock on the door, but silence.
Oi!
Hey,
Chelsea!
Shining Finger!
おいにゃ
We both call out to her, knocking a little more strongly this time. Still no reply.
ーどうしたのかにゃ
寝てるのかもし
She
れん
could be asleep.
にゃ困ったにゃ
Ferris furrows a brow, then casually turns the doorknob. And then, with a creepy creaking sound, the door slowly opens. Does she never lock her door? I swear, every time I've ever come to Moeka's building, she's never had her door locked.
Ah, 開いちゃったにゃ
Cough.
程があるな
Seriously, how careless is she? It's entirely possible that she left the door open for us because she knew we were coming to get the script, but even then, that's way too dangerous for a woman living alone.
もういにゃ
Yeah, someone might come and attack her for some unknown, well, I mean, pretty odd. Well, no, I guess it was unknown because she hadn't done it yet. She hadn't been given the orders. So, yeah. Unknown reason. Someone might just randomly come and try and steal her phone. Wouldn't that be crazy, Kiyoma? No one would ever do that. Ferris calls Moeka and steps through the doorway. The next moment, I hear a tiny scream.
どうした
What's wrong? Did something happen? I'm immediately rushing after Ferris. She's screaming at the mess sign, I imagine. Yeah! True chaos. Not the chaos that I, Hoin Kiyoma, seek. No. The spectacle before my eyes is that of which even I would never willingly partake in. Convenience store bags are strewn about in every which way. Empty beer and cocktail cans are scattered all over the place. Amidst the dirty clothes on the floor are papers that I can only assume are research materials for our articles. It's all just a huge mess.
やっぱり
I knew it.
片
This
付けられ
woman
ない
couldn't be
女だ
cleaned to save her life.
にゃすごいのにゃ
In one of those corners of the room, I spot Moeka curled up into a ball on the floor. She's not even sleeping on a futon. I take off my shoes and step in. Ferris close behind me.
おい始圧し
Hey, Shining Finger. Sorry, but I need you to wake up for
少
a
しだけ
second.
起きて
もういにゃ台本もういにゃ起こしてごめんにゃ
フェイディスさん
って寝るな
Hey, get up! I speak close to her ear, causing her to sit up, blinking confusedly.
何じゃな
What
く
do you
て
mean, what? You're the one that messaged us to say the script was done! Looks like she's finally got blood flowing to her brain. Moeka remembers why we're here. After slowly crawling over to her table, she begins rummaging through the stuff on top of it. Books, copies of documents, and all kinds of other items fall onto the floor. Moeka hands Ferris a printed stack of papers.
にゃ
Ferris seems confused. I curiously peek over her shoulder and see a big bold letters. Now you too can be a clean-up pro. 10 vital rules from a charismatic housewife. Yeah, no comment.
違う。それ、別の記事。
Mocha grabs a stack of papers from Faris and puts it back where she found it. She hands over a separate stack. Hey, Shining Finger, maybe you should get that charismatic housewife to clean your own place before you write an article like that. As I internally shake my head in dismay, Ferris reads over the redone script. She nods, clearly satisfied with the end result.
すごいにゃ。これな。
I take a look at the script and, yeah, the basic story is mostly the same, but all of our complaints have been addressed. The weird, vague parts have been cleared up, and now it's a proper Maids story. To be honest, I never knew Shining Finger had this kind of talent. She should be writing novels or something. Mocha points down at the printer next to the table. What appears to be recently printed papers are still sitting in the tray. While there are still some blanks here and there, the headers and photos are neatly laid out. She must be using this as a reference to see how it will look in the magazine. The article itself is about the Akiba Maid Cafe War, and judging from the headlines on the page, it's going to be about 4 Degree C's crooked methods and all the illicit rumours surrounding him. Not electric.
萌えにゃは頼りになるにゃ。
できたら読んで。
だがな。
So before that, get some proper sleep, Shining Finger. You have the day off today, right?
そう。
Mocha immediately lays down and closes her eyes. It's less like sleeping and more like fainting. Hey, that's not what I meant by proper sleep. Change your clothes and use a futon. But no matter how much I shake her body, Mocha stays silent. With no other choices left to me, I cover her with a blanket that's lying nearby, and Faris and I quietly exit the room. Fortunately, the door has a push-type automatic locking cylinder, so I'm able to lock it from the outside. That's that. Now what?
どうするかな。
I look down at my watch, it's only 10 AM. We spent less time at Mocha's place than I expected, so we're ahead of schedule. Both of us figured we'd be discussing things for a while with Mocha, and then we'd head to May Queen in the afternoon.
しょうがないにゃ。ちょっと早いけど、フェイリスはメイクインでお仕事するにゃ。
じゃあ俺もそうするか。
I guess I will too. Well, yeah, he's not that impressive, but he looks after them all. He helps them out. He's the team leader, and he's a good team leader, so that's why they like him. I guess I will too. That said, we have maids on duty at May Queen right now. Mayuri and Nukuko are both there, plus 2 veteran maids who refuse to give in to 4 Degree C's threats. With customers fairly sparse during the morning hours, there won't be much work for us to do. Nonetheless, the 2 of us make our way toward May Queen. Akiba in the morning has a different kind of hustle and bustle to it compared to the evening hours. Stores are either just opening up or preparing to, with workers and clerks carrying merchandise and putting up displays inside and outside. And since summer vacation is in full swing, there are more casual shoppers walking around than ever. I stop in a certain corner of town. Why? The sign of one of the buildings in front of the Why? The sign on one of the buildings in front of me reads "Used PCs." And also, Mr. Bump, in the first game, it establishes certain backstories to the characters to give extra reason why they might like the man. Luca, Mayuri. Well, Luca and Mayuri definitely have a backstory with him, and in certain world lines, Faris does as well. If we head straight to May Queen, Faris will probably have her mind on work for the rest of the day. How often does she ever have free time like this? I wonder if I can't use this opening to give her a bit of a break.
なあフェイリス。
I mean, you could get the first game and play it, but I mean, I can't remember how much it cost. You could always just watch the show on Netflix for free. Hey, Faris. The show covers the canon bit of the first game. The only reason to play the first game after watching the show would be to see the alternate endings.
昨日
Remember how we made
約束しただろ?
plans yesterday? you know,
レ
to
トロ
go
PC
around
を
looking
扱
at
ってるショ
retro
ップに
PCs.
案内してくれるって
And honestly, if I'm honest, it's probably better to watch the show because it makes a bit more sense. If you watch the show and really enjoy it, then I would advise getting the games to get, you know, a bit more in depth. But I think for a beginner, the show is better to start with. Remember how we made plans yesterday? You know, to go around looking at retro PCs? Actually, is it still on Netflix?
ちょっ
それから
Oops, I accidentally skipped things. Wanna go now? I hope the show's still on Netflix. I'll be really sad if it's not still on Netflix. Oh, it's not on Netflix anymore. That's a shame. And there are other ways to watch it.
Oh.
Right now. Vera seems surprised by my sudden suggestion. She looks up in thought as though she's figured out what I'm getting at, and then grins at me.
にゅふふこのフェイリスとデートできる
Yeah,
なんて
of course she'd make it like that.
デートなど
Who
では
said
ない
anything about a date?
我が
We're
研
looking
究
for
のための
retro
レトロ
PCs
PC
for my
探しだ
research.
うふん
Oh, really? Oh, that's not my line.
なんだ
What are you getting at? Ferris looks like she's plotting something. You know, like a cat ready to cause some mischief.
キャストオフだにゃ
I mean, yeah, Amazon's a place, but you know, there's also certain places on the internet you can go to watch things for free. Not that I would know anything about any of these things, of course. Ferris immediately vanishes from my line of sight. Surprised by the suddenness of this all, I turn around to find her right behind me.
What?
Huh? The cat ears have gone! Did she change clothes too? I'm confused.
キャストオフ完了
In front of my eyes stands not a cat girl, but a regular high school girl. It's a miracle! Varys' trademark cat ears are gone. She looks bald.
何のつ
What
も
are
り
you
だ
plotting,
フェイリス
Varys
ニャ
Nyan
ン
Nyan?
何ってデートだから
違うという
I
のに
said it's not.
私の猫耳はね展開から使わされたフェイリスニャンニャンがフェイリスであるための呪縛だから猫耳をつけてるときは私特別な男の子と仲良くし
She
ちゃい
gently
けない
laughs,
の
but not in the cat-like voice she usually does. Her tone has changed completely, and there's not a Nyan in sight. If anything, she sounds more elegant, sweet even. Strangely enough, these small changes are enough to completely alter the atmosphere that surrounds her. Well, the two times that I personally have seen this in the past was one, when she was getting all depressed about her dad being dead, and two, when she tried to forcefully take my virginity. So I'm thinking that one of those is about to go down. And she doesn't look particularly sad.
フェイリスじゃない私は初めまして
Is she gonna divulge her real name?
いやでも
Rumiho?
フェイリスはフ
What
ェ
are
イ
you
リスだ
talking
ろ
about? You're still Ferris.
そうだけど
We're gonna get a name reveal? What's it? Is it Rumiho Akiba, I think? She quickly brings her lips close to my ear. What's this fragrance? A subtle aroma, sweet and fruity, tickles my sense of smell.
ものすごい秘密教え
Her
よ
gentle breath brushes against my ear.
マナとは違
Yeah, we're gonna get her real name.
Oh.
Ah. She's right. There's no way Ferris Nyan Nyan has her actual name. She has to have a proper, normal name. Let's see. Was I right? Did I remember it correctly?
うそれを聞いてしまったら
魔法
Your spell?
私のこと好きになっちゃう魔法
Oh no, her real name's James. No! God damn it!
Huh?
Huh? Instinctively, I turn and look directly at her. Her eyes are narrowed and I can hear her softly laugh. such a different air about her I can hardly think straight, but deep down she's still the same Ferris Nyan Nyan. The second I come to this conclusion, she pulls away from me.
やっぱりや
Ah, she didn't divulge her real name. I can't test if I'm right. What?
マユシやクーニャンに叱られるかもしれないし、
なんであい
What,
つらの名
what do
前
they
が
have
こ
to
こ
do
で
with
出てく
any
る
of
んだ
this? Ferris smiles and shrugs her shoulders before suddenly wrapping her arm around mine. She gently tugs it.
行こう、今日も。
な
Okay. Her tugging is so girlish that I can't even work up the energy to pull away and scold her like I always do. Ferris smiles and giggles, leaving me at her mercy as we head toward a retro PC shop.
これは
This is... Wide-eyed in amazement, I stand with what can only be described as a mountain of treasure. The retro PC shop Ferris has brought me to is deep within a back alley in Akiba. I imagine only the most die-hard of fans know about this place. I can't really see anything though. The screen's covered up by her. I want to see if there are any cool consoles I recognised. Inside and outside the store are shelves filled with old PCs. The first set of shelves in the store are dedicated to devices that were overproduced. The prices are pretty cheap too. This includes the PC 6001, 8001, 88 series and more. An X68 like the one enshrined in the lab's experiment room is casually sitting here amongst other machines.
お
Huh?
ベフィータウ
This
ン
is
ズ
an
2では
FE
ないか
Towns... something. I latched onto the video equipment, drawn tube TV-like body. By the time I was a small child, this particular model had been discounted. Fortunately for me, a neighbourhood friend had one at their house and would pretend to be programmers on it.
こっちのこれは
Is this an
NZ80C か
NZ80C? No, an
80K か
80K2.
ね、見てこれ。
おお
Whoa,
MC37
an MC777.
ビットヒットだ。
What are these
そ
things?
の相性を知って
I
いる
never
女子高
thought
生
I'd
がい
meet a
ると
high
は
school
思わ
girl
なかった
familiar with
な
that nickname.
こっちは
Is this a
コンタ
Conta?
か
Holy crap! There's even a PX78! I can't help but raise my voice after seeing it sitting there naked out in the open. So what we've learned is that these two are nerds.
ねえねえ、今日はこっちのコーナー NS
たまらんな
I can't deal.
全て買い
I
占
want
め
them
た
all.
い気分だ
Ferris and I suddenly browse the old PCs and game consoles, making our way to the back of the store. In the back, there's a showcase of super expensive and rare machines. You know, the kinds one might expect to find in a place like this.
これ
I think it'd be pretty funny if in this world line there were loads of IBMs just lying around. Ferris's eyes sparkle with delight. She puts her face up against the case.
うわ
Really? That's
すご
pretty
いな
amazing. This is
こ
a
れこそ
legit
本当
retro
の意味で
PC.
レトロ PC だぞ
Naturally, the price is absurd. If we're just going to buy basic specs, it should be dirt cheap. But you could easily buy 10 of the latest PCs for this amount.
フェイリスのパパさんは
Your dad
か
must
な
have
りの
been one
PC
hell
コ
of
レ
a
クターなんだ
collector.
な
結構いろんなの集め
フェイリスのレトロ
Mayuri
PC
told me
好き
that
は
he's
そ
the
のせい
reason
だ
you're
っ
into
て
retro
前から
PCs.
聞いた
そんな感じ。あ、懐かしい。こっちのやつもパパが大事
Ferris
にしてた。
continues to cast her gaze at the showcase, her eyes sparkling with delight. But despite her high spirits, I can't help but notice that she keeps referring to her father in the past tense. See, this is why the Steins Gate Better World line is better than the Steins Gate World line. In the Better World line, her dad isn't dead. We find a way around the Kurisu, Mayuri, and father deaths. So we're just that good. Now that I think about it, the last time we visited her place, her mother was the one that came out to greet us. Was she? I don't remember her mother.
どうしたの？
あ
Her... Oh no.
あれれれ。もしかして私の名前も聞いてないのに魔法がかかっちゃった？
A Minecraft server? I'll give that some thought. We don't regularly play Minecraft servers, but I can't see the harm in it.
バカ言うな
Don't be silly.
照れちゃってかわいいにゃ。
I pouted at her and just for a moment she laughs and returns to a cat-like speaking style.
面白かった。
After hitting up that first shop, the two of us went on to pursue other back alley shops all across Akiba. Now this seems familiar. This was in the what I call the Steins Gate Better World line. We also checked out some retro game shops and even got into a fierce rhythm game competition in an arcade. After wandering for a while, we eventually end up at this open-air cafe. Ferris has been in good spirits since the start of this little trip. I'm glad I invited her out.
たまにはこういうのもいいものだな。
Going out like this is nice every once in a while.
たまにはっていうのはレトロ PC やゲー
And
ム
invited James too. You realise James will just grief like a madman.
女の子とデートすること。
お前は
You're still on
まだ
that?
そういうことを言うか。
Ferris sticks out her tongue out from between our lips.
だいたい
And besides,
デートで
in
秋
what
葉の
world
裏
is
通りと
bouncing
か
around back
PC シ
alleys
ョッ
and
プと
peace
か
shops in
あ
Akiba
り
a
えないだろ
date?
そうかな。
Ferris puts her finger to her lip and thinks about it for a moment.
でも私にとっては特別な場所なんだよ。
James will likely grief like a madman, is what I said.
うん
子供の頃ね、よくパパと一緒にこうやってお散歩したの。迷路みたいな路地を歩いて、レトロ PC 本当に楽しかったな。
Ferris's gaze shifts as though she's looking far off into the distance.
で、その時ね、パパがよくルミホはいつまでパ
Oh,
パ
well,
と一緒にこうして
I was right
歩いて
about
くれる
Rumiho
の
at
かな
least. But I was certain of that. It's her last name that I can't remember.
いつか大切な人ができたら、パパじゃなくてその人と歩くのかなって。
Ah, yes, the good old realms. Will used to have a realm up. I lived in some lady's basement because I'd been banished for killing James too many times.
だからね、私にとっては特別な場所なの。
Ferris laughs softly, but I can still see a flash of loneliness in her eyes, as though she's chasing after something far in the past. And now she realizes that she mentioned her name. A smile suddenly drops from Ferris's face as she covers her mouth. Panicked, she starts to blink rapidly.
どうした？
What's wrong?
今教えちゃった。
そうだ
Did you?
か。
とぼけてる。聞いたで。
おう
Yeah.
ま
Rumiho. That's what Ferris said to me.
ああ、これで魔法がかかっちゃったね。
それはない。
Nope, not yet.
そこまできっぱり言わなくてもいいじゃない。
Ferris pouts with her small red lips.
今日なんかそんなに意地悪だとは思わなかったな。
I'm a cold-hearted mad scientist. What did you expect?
優しくてお人よしで、あとおひ
その2つしかない
You
の
can
か。
only think of two things! Rumiho's, Ferris' expression brightens, and she takes a sip of iced tea sitting on the table. Then, after playing with the straw for a moment...
あのね、
Hmm?
今日はありがとう。
何がだ？
For what?
私がかなり参ってること。
何のことかわ
I
からん
haven't the
な。
slightest clue what you're talking about.
はにゃー。フェイリスニャンニャンも。
まだまだもな。
Long way to go? Are you
お前
kidding
は
me?
高校生なの。
You're a high school girl. You don't have to
そんな
work
に頑張
yourself
る
so
必要は
hard.
ないだろ。
フェイリスにはそうも言ってられない事情があるのにゃ。
What reasons could she be referring to? If nothing else, I feel like I'm finally starting to understand. I've always seen Ferris as a girl that lives life at her own pace. But in reality, she's just a normal high school girl, and a normal high school girl is shouldering an absurdly heavy burden.
なあ、フェイリス。
Hey, you know I'm always here for you.
もっと
That's
俺
what
たち
friends
を
are
頼
for,
ればい
right?
い。
Oh no, not a life. Oh no. You have to. A life? Really? Why has my dad started hoovering? That's incredibly annoying. How much is that coming through on the... Oh no. Oh no. Alright, stop. Go, go, go.
まっ たそういう顔
See, you're making that face again.
お前今
Take a look in the mirror. You look like you don't know what to do with yourself. Again.
みんなに迷惑とか
I know you think you're causing us problems or whatever, but I really wish you'd stop thinking like
そん
that.
な風に思う
I'm
の
sure I'm not alone in
や
feeling
めて
that
もらっ
way.
た方が嬉しい。
ごめんなさい。
だから謝るなよ。
Don't apologize. I shoot her a light glare and Paris immediately looks away. Pretty rare for someone like her who always looks people in the eyes when she talks.
私、
Yeah?
ずっと大人たちに混じって戦ってきたの。大人の中にはいろんな人がいて、私を利用しようと笑顔を見せながら近寄ってきたり、私がいなくなればいいのにって本気で思ってる人たちも大勢いる。
そんな。
You're kidding? She's just a high school girl. She's just a tiny cat-like girl. Why? How could anyone think that?
だからね、私
You
こんな
are
に可愛
quite
くない子
weird.
になっ私、目を見ればその人の心が読めるの。今、私
Phrase
にど
that
のくらい
better.
敵意を持っていて、どのくらい邪魔だと思っているのかとか。でも、逆に自分の心は読ませない。絶対に。ね、可愛くないでしょ。
Good. It was very loud and distracting hoovering. Paris raises the corners of her mouth just a little bit. But the usual twinkle in her eyes is gone. They're devoid of all light.
だからね。
怖い。
Afraid.
そう。みんな裏表なしに私のことを心配してくれて、何の見返りも求めてこなくて。
I think Daru may have an ulterior motive. Just
私の
going
た
out
め
on
だ
a
け
limb
に
here.
私、そういうお友達を持ったこと、こんな素敵な関係を壊したくない、失いたくないって思うのに、いつか京馬たちが私のことを必要としなくなって、でも私はそれをどうすることもできなくて。
I like how she refers to Kiyoma and me as separate people.
フェイリス。
Paris.
バカだな、私。
This little soul has been fighting alone in this world for so long that she's lost sight of the things most important to her. She's lost sight of the fact that those important things are right here in front of her, and that taking hold of them is as easy as pie. Without thinking, I extend my hand and place it on Ferris's head. I ruffle her hair around.
本当だな。
You know what? You're right. You are an idiot.
たく。
何？
お前が
I would have
こんな
guessed
に
that
バ
you
カ
were
だ
this
とは
much of
思わ
an
なかった
idiot,
ぞ、フェイ
Ferris
リスニャン
Nyan
ニャン。
そんなにバカバカ言わなくた。
信じろ。
Have a little faith. Ferris stops reaching for her hair.
どうしたら失わずに
You
済
don't
む
want
か
to lose us? Then the
簡
answer is
単なことだ
simple.。You just have to have
俺
faith
た
in
ちを信じ
us.
れば。いつか俺たちが
You really
お前を
think that
必要
one
とし
day
な
we'll
くなる
just
だと
stop needing you? That we'll
どこかへ
disappear
行ってしま
somewhere?
うだと。
Ridiculous.
そん
Absurd!
なことか。俺たちはお前と一緒
We're
にい
here
る。
with you, and you're here with us.
そして
The bonds we share
お
aren't
前は
so
俺た
easily
ちと一緒に
broken.
いる。何があろうと。
No matter what happens,
お前
you
は
will
ラボの一員
always
だ。
be a lab man.
こんな簡単なことが
How can you not get something so
お前
simple?
には信じられないのか。
Yeah, in a different world line, he makes pendants that he distributes across world lines to make sure that that's true.
ラボの一員、
おう、
Yeah,
京馬やみんなとずっと。
その通りだ。
damn straight.
そっか。
Ferris has hands dropped to her lap and she looks down at it. The hair I ruffled up is covering her eyes, hiding her expression. For a short while, Ferris goes silent. Without the slightest idea of what she's thinking about, I remain silent as well. The cafe is filled with people loudly chatting away around us. The blaring sun shines through our parasol and onto us. It's so bright that even the shade starts to look pitch black. And then, after some time, Ferris quietly raises her head. She wears a tiny smile on her face.
京馬って
Yeah?
かっこいいね。
Well, actually, Mr. Mump, you did just remind me, because I completely forgot about this. But I regret to inform you that today is my last stream.
No.
Huh? A comment is out of nowhere that I have no idea how to respond.
何の話だいきなり。
What are you talking about?
魔法本当にかけたくなっちゃった。
おい。
Excuse me? No, just before my holiday. I said I was going on a 2-week holiday. I come back on, I think, the 15th, maybe? No. 15th? I'm not sure. I come back at some point in the middle of July. Thank you. I hope I do enjoy the holiday. Excuse me? Ferris pulls back her ruffled hair and brings her face close to mine.
クーニャンやマユシーとバトルになるのはちょっと嫌だけど。
だからなんであいつらの名
What
前
do
が
they
出て
have
く
to
る
do
ん
with
だ。
anything? Dumbfounded by this sudden series of events, I only barely managed to squeeze words out.
そんなこともわからないなんて。京馬もバカだね。
Ferris's hands zip over to my head.
わ
Ah!
お返し。
She playfully starts messing my hair up. Kyoma, your hair is never styled. She can't mess up your hair.
あ
Whoa, hey,
やめろ
stop that!
引っかかった。
な
Curse you! I reach for Ferris's hair and return the favor, but you've already done so. Whatever.
もうやめてよ。今朝しっかりせっと。
そんなことは知らん。
Like I care!
にゃー。助けてにゃー。
You probably shouldn't scream that out in public. I'll get tackled to the ground. Blind to the surprise of the customers around us, Ferris and I continue to mess around with each other's hair. We eventually stop, the both of us breathing heavily.
京馬ってば。
お前こそな。
Right back at you. I kind of want to see our messed up
この
hairs.
後お仕事なのに。
そんなこと言ったら俺
Yeah,
も
well,
だぞ
so do I.
うん。ちゃんと直して。
Ferris points her head at me. With a sigh, I comb her hair with my fingers. Ferris knows her eyes. She's enjoying this.
は
There. All good. Now it's my
Next,
turn.
あ。はいはい。
Next, Ferris starts combing my hair. Her slender fingers feel absolutely delightful.
ねえ。京馬。
うん。
Hmm?
私信じるよ。
そうか。
I see.
あとは
Hmm?
その私
Ah, of course, now my phone goes off from Mayuri. Huh? Right at the moment, our cell phones ring almost simultaneously. I quickly reach into my pocket. Ferris immediately backs away and starts rummaging through her bag for hers.
マユリ
Huh? Mayuri?
私のはルカニャンからだ。
今は仕事中の
Shouldn't
は
they
ずだ
both be in
が。
the middle of work?
何かあったのかな。
もしもし。
Hello?
どうした？
What happened?
トラック？
Trucks?
ねえバー
Come
と
on,
か
use
ド
your
ドドでさ
words.
っぱりわか
I
ら
have
ん。
no idea what you
Well,
mean
then
by
tell the
zoom and
Hanase.
stomp and whatever. Mayuri's clearly panicked. Across from me, it seems like Ferris has gotten as much better explanation of the situation from Lukako. She stands up, almost kicking the chair out from under her.
今行くね。ルカニャンたちは何もしないでじっとしてて。
Ferris and I exchange looks before she quickly starts to make her way towards May Queen. I'm right behind her.
とりあえず話はそっちで聞
Look,
く。
we'll talk when I get there.
Lukako
Just
たちと
stay
おとなし
put
く
with
していろ。
Lukako and the
いいな。
others. Got it?
何があったんだ？
What happened?
ルカニャンもかなり動揺してて。ただシドが何か
何？
What?
とにかく急がなきゃ。
あ、
Got it! You could give me a bit more detail though. Before we realise it, our brisk walk has turned into a dash. Ferris rear crips her cat ears.
戦闘モードに突入だにゃん。
I can see the fire in the cat girl's eyes. That same cat girl begins to send emails out to different people while she sprints towards her cafe.
これは
What the? Ferris and I stand wide-eyed in shock in front of May Queen. Mayuri wasn't kidding when she said there were trucks going zoom. Every street surrounding the building that May Queen occupies is filled with moving trucks. Workers are going to and fro carrying pieces of furniture and other assorted items. Ah! Ferris and I rush up the stairs and burst into May Queen. Mayuri immediately runs up to us. Lukuko and the other maids also walk over, uneasy expressions on their faces.
大丈夫？怖いこととかなかったかにゃ。マユシたちは何にも。でもどういうことなんでしょうか。このビル。
メイクイン以外
Everyone besides us?
はい。最近どうも閉店するお店や転居。
白のやつ
What's 4 degrees C up
何を
to?
か
教えてやるぜ。 俺の
I don't know how I feel about
哀れ
being
な
called a sacrifice. I look toward the source of my pompous, unpleasant voice in the doorway. There I see someone equally as unpleasant. The zombie. The real zombie, not Kurisu.
貴様
You bastard!
てめえらのちっぽけなハートは
4 degrees C and his goons loudly enter the
バ
cafe.
ーストすん。
これはどういうことだにゃ。
おっとその前に
I think the god of the sun's already struck him down by looking at him.
まさかこんなガキが店のオーナーとは思わなかったぜ。
Ah, shit, he found out. Damn it, he figured it out! Now that he knows Ferris is the owner, who knows what he'll do. I step out in front of her, trying to act as something of a shield. I signal with my hand for Mayuri, Lukuko, and the others to take refuge in the back of the kitchen.
ナイト気取りの打剣野郎がこの楼閣都市に君臨する新た
Well,
な
last time this happened, I got kicked.
覇王シドの前に立つんじゃねえ。
何が
Emperor? That's a laugh. You've only gotten this far because of your skeevy tactics. Hoin Hyoma would never take the knee for such a coward unless he was in a rush,
顔
of
とは
course.
認めん
汚いってだとこれだからこれはなビジネスなんだ。ままごと遊びをし
つまらないごたくはいい
Enough with the pretentious talk. What the hell are you up to?
あれのことか。
4 degrees C shoots a look of satisfaction out the window. Huge numbers of workers are packing things into the trucks. Okay, goodbye, Mr. Bump.
聞きたいか聞きたいのか闇の貴公子が放った次の一手をたとえ相手がチェスのポーンであっても決して手を抜かねえキング
4
の
degrees
非
C's
常な采配を
gestures as wildly as ever, all the while barfing up his absurdities.
いいだ
Farewell.
ろう
This won't be my last stream of the day. I'll stream after I've had my dinner. After a long, extremely unnatural pause, 4 degrees C opens his mouth to speak.
このビルは近々俺のものに何
What? Farewell, until later. Ferris and I can't help but be taken aback.
あまりのことに正確にはよ俺のバックにいるファンドが買い取ることになったんだがな実際は俺
4
が
degrees
全てを
C
任さ
proudly
れる
begins
こ
to
とに
lay
な
out
っ
his
てる
plans to us. Apparently, he'd been steadily working on this eviction project, offering tenants in the building large sums of money as compensation and even larger threats. We were so focused on trying to rebuild May Queen that we let all this slip right under our noses. A fatal miscalculation.
そして今日で全ての立ち退きが終わる秋葉原に身を伏せ獲物を狙っていた虎がついに牙をもちろん虎はこの俺獲物というのは
4 degrees C stares straight at us and as he licks his lips.
ビルを買い取って立ち退きをさせて言った
そんなの
ヘブン
Heaven.
そう。このビル全体をリニューアルし、メイドカフェやネットカフェ、ダーツバー、プールバー、ありとあらゆる娯楽を集める。このビルは一大エンターテイメント都市、シドズヘブンにメタモルフォ。
I can see Ferris grinding her teeth in frustration. A fire burns in her eyes as she glares at the man in front of her. No attempt to mask that rage. 4 degrees C grins broadly, soaking it all in.
さて、そこで
4 degrees C takes out what appears to be a stack of documents.
メイクイーンのオーナーさんにもこいつに
それは
テナント契約の解除に関する書類だ。てめえとのよしみで条件はかなりよ。
待て
Now hold
そ
on.
んなものにサイ
Why
ンな
should
ど
she
す
have
る
to
言われは
sign
ない
this?
何を
法律でも
The
そうな
law is on her side. You can't force her to sign
強制的
anything.
黙れよ、アマチュア。俺がいつ強制なんてしたよ。頼んでるんだぜ。フード界の風雲児、闇のカフェプロデューサーシド
4
様
degrees
が
C brings a
わ
sweaty
ざわ
face
ざ
too close
頭を
to
下げて
comfort.
な。ただこのビルには1階から4階まで俺が企画したその狭間に追われちまって、こんなオールディーな店に客が来るかどうか、同じステージでパフォーマンスをするエンターテイナー同士仲良くやりたくても
こいつ
Damn you. He's trying to cut us off. He's proclaiming to our faces what he plans on isolating us in the building if we don't do what he says.
卑怯だ
You damn coward.
卑怯そう黒き牙の前にのろまなシャム猫の体は八つ咲きにされんのさ。
4 degrees C, drunk in his own words, shouts into the air. He then shoves the documents towards Ferris.
さあおとなしくこれにさ。
お断りだにゃ。
Ferris announces her intentions clearly and concisely, then moves to tear up the papers.
何しやがる。
4 degrees C's eyes widen and he quickly tries to grab the documents from her. At the worst possible timing, Ferris's head just happens to be in the trajectory of 4 degrees C's hand.
危ない
Watch out! The moment I shout, 4 degrees C's hand violently hits Ferris in the head. Bonk. Ferris staggers back, holding her head in her hands.
フェリス
Ferris! I think that was assault, sir. Now the law is definitely not on your side. I immediately leap toward her, holding her in my arms to shield her. In all the chaos, 4 degrees C and I end up colliding. Upon seeing this all unfold, 4 degrees C's goons charge at me.
てめえ
Gah! An impressive counterpunch hits me square in the jaw.
おかみさん。
My jaw feels like it's going to explode. The pain runs through my head. My ears ring loudly. My vision turns black for a moment.
ほら
死ねや
And then I feel the pain from the second and third hit. The goons mercilessly punch and kick me.
俺ほら
It's definitely not legal, and by the sounds of it, you're leaving very obvious marks.
でや
Ah!
やめろおめえら。手出しはダメだ。やめろ。
4 degrees C regains his senses and immediately starts yelling at his goons. Unfortunately, they're so fired up they don't even hear his orders. Still shielding Ferris from danger, I do my best to endure their flurry of violence. But after repeated kicks to the legs and abdomen, I've just about hit my limit. I think I can hear Ferris speaking to me, but my consciousness is beginning to fade. And then my body slowly begins to fall forward. Huh? What? No matter how long I wait, the impact from hitting the floor never arrives. Someone's hand is firmly grabbing me by the collar.
大丈夫かオカリン。
Daru's here to save the day! He can squish them! The Daru.
誰
The hand is Daru's. And... Yes! Susa her with her combat skills!
バイト戦士。
Part-time warrior! Susa twists the arms of one of my attackers behind his back and holds him down. The other men seem to have undergone the same treatment. They stumble backwards. As I turn my head to look, I see Kurisu and Moeka standing in front of Ferris and I, protecting us.
ごめん、遅くなって。
大丈夫？
お前たち
Yo,
ど
but
うして
why?
メールフェイリスさんから。
That's right. Ferris was sending emails out while we were heading here. She must have been contacting the other lab members.
早く手当てしないと。
Ayuri and Nukuko are half in tears as they run over to me.
あ
I'm
大丈夫だ
fine. Is that blood? Daru lets me go and I try standing up by myself. My entire body feels like it's on fire. Fortunately, it doesn't look like I have any broken bones or sustained any internal damage. I should be okay.
見るがいい
Behold!
を不死身
Hoin Kyoma is immortal!
お前たち
Fear not, comrades in arms! I can tell that my lab members are worried about me, so I proclaim my well-being in as loud a voice as I can muster. Ow, 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 ow. Of course, my entire body starts to ache in pain immediately after.
てめえらは
4 Degree C's eyes are wide open. After seeing my lab members burst onto the scene and then witnessing Suzuha, this surprised me too, use her martial arts skills to defang his subordinates, he's clearly in shock.
確かこの店に新しい
ほら、私たちのことを知ってくれ。
まさかただのメイドじゃねえのか
No.
ね、そのまさかよ。
ただのメイドじゃなく変態紳士専用地獄メイドだ
お前は黙れ。
たまらない
Oh my god.
とにかくシドさん、あなたの悪事、これ以上。
俺の悪事だ
キリュウさん、フェイリスさんのあれは。
Moeka gives Ferris a stack of papers. It's the article that Moeka's been conducting interviews for.
ありがとう萌えにゃ
なんだそれは
これか
Oh, this?
これは
It's just one of our many
貴様を追い
trump
詰め
cards
る
we
切り
plan
札
on
の
using
一つだ
against you.
もうじき週刊誌にこの記事が載るにゃ
Ferris slaps a stack of papers into 4 Degree C's hands. 4 Degree C, still dazed and confused, looks down at the article in question. His brow springs up in surprise.
どうかなかなり面白い記事だと思う
強引な買収脅迫まがい
そして暴力の噂も絶えないんだにゃ今みたい
You
に
know, like what just happened to me. Shit.
どうだ
You'd have quite the scams on your hands if this gets out, my friend. No, he's using his evil laugh. 4 Degree C flings the article at me and bursts into laughter.
何がおかしい
What's so funny?
うわーか俺はシドガイアに愛されし黒
Yep.
き翼
He's
の
going
エン
into
ペ
his
ラ
evil monologue now.
もしかしてショックでおかしくなったのか。
かもしれんな
Maybe.
そうじゃねえいいかわからねえようだから教えてやるこんな記事が出たところで俺は追い詰められや
Jeremy,
し
you
ね
need to
えんだ
fight back. Shinibio against Shinibio.
どれもこれもよーく取材してやるここまで調べたそのスネークのようなクソ執念にはだがこの記事は俺のオーディエンスを盛り上げるだけのダークネスなゴシップでしかねえこれでけ俺は何一つ法に触れ
Well,
ちゃ
your
いねえん
mate
だから
did
よ
just assault me. 4 Degree C shouts proudly as though he's already won.
そうさこの
Oh, you see.
ダークマターを体内に宿す悪夢のデミウルゴスこの程度の悪事なんざいくら暴かれても勲章にしかならねえぜ
I quickly scanned through the article that 4 Degree C threw at me. Written in it are multiple testimonies about 4 Degree C's vicious tactics. There's not a soul out there that wouldn't raise their eyebrows in the shock of his actions. They're unforgivable. But he's right. That's all that had happened. 4 Degree C might be a weirdo, but he's cunning. He'd make sure to keep his hands clean. He's always barely skirts by the edge of the law. This wouldn't last a month in the gossip rags before other stories overshadowed it. The residents of Akiba might distance themselves from 4 Degree C's joints at first, but that probably wouldn't last for more than a few months. When everything dies down, his twisted paradise, 4 Degree C's heaven, would still be built here. It kills me to admit it, but he's right. But this isn't over! We can't afford to lose here. That's right, we can't lose. We won't lose! Daru! Is it ready? I stare straight at my right-hand man. He gives me a thumbs up and grins. Perhaps the coolest smile he's ever made. In all the time we've been together, Daru's never looked more like a real hero than he does now. That's how reliable that smile of his is. That's why you're my supreme right-hand man! Daru proudly exclaims as he coolly whips out a stack of what appear to be freshly printed papers and tosses them to me. Unfortunately, the papers aren't actually stapled together, so they scatter to the floor before ever getting anywhere close to my hands. Daru! See what happens when you try to act cool, damn it! Just give them to me like a normal person! Daru and I hurriedly pick up the papers off the floor and once again face 4 Degree C. Never mind what you just saw. Ignore it. You fool! You call yourself an emperor, but you're nothing more than a criminal! Indeed, you are cunning. I'll give you that. You've gone to great lengths to make sure you at least never broke the law. On the surface, at least. So you're right. This article alone is not enough for the police to act on. I paused dramatically. Wait a second. Didn't 4 Degree C do the same thing not too long ago? Fine. I'll just make this a double pause. However, upon seeing these numbers, don't you think certain people might take a great interest in your dealings? I dramatically hold up the papers to 4 Degree C's eyes. For example, the National Tax Agency? 4 Degree C turns pale for the first time. Ha! This is just like that one scene from that drama that they were playing on TV the other day. Don't get the wrong idea, this is a homage. I'm not copying anything, I swear. It's a mere coincidence that my lines are the same. Seriously. 4 Degree C's intense stare nearly burns a hole through the papers. A series of rather stunning figures are plastered all over them. Beats me? But you sure have a whole lot saved up, pal. I'm pretty jealous. Put in that stack of papers are an assortment of other companies and accounts outside of 4 Degree C's front company. Skillfully crafted dummy companies, personal bank accounts, none of them in 4 Degrees same, along with a detailed investigation of their cash flow. Like I said, as long as the necessary parties have their interests piqued, it's all good. What happens after that is none of our business. 4 Degree C looks like he's seen a ghost. Seeing this as a chance to strike, I raised my voice. Now, cursed serpent! Rusted metal king! This land belongs not to you! Begone! A pallid 4 Degree C glanced down at the numbers and then back up at us before finally turning bright red. And then... What is he, a third-rate villain? After dropping his corny final line, he and his goons flee with their tails between their legs. Crazy warm packs. Not long after dying at 4 Degree C, Mayuri and Ferris are seeing to my wounds. Kurisu, Lukuko, and Moeka went to the drugstore to buy medicine. Daru returned to the lab to collect more data on 4 Degree C financials. I had Suzuha go with him as a bodyguard, just in case. No, seriously, I'm okay. I'm immortal. How? I'm more worried about you. He got you right in the head. Are you okay? Ferris has a cold pack pressed to her forehead. A young woman like you needs to be more careful.
にするな。
Don't sweat it. How many times have I told you? We're friends, right? Right?
お薬買ってきました。とりあえず
Give me the
これで足りるかし
drugs.
ら。
Now! Lukuko and the others open the door, bags of medicine in hand.
いやいや、お前ら。
Whoa, wait a sec. You guys bought
買い込みすぎ
way
だろ。
too much.
いや、
慌ててたから
それじゃあオカリお洋
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, why?
お薬塗らなくちゃ。
いやいや、待て、まゆり。
Wait, come on, hold up. I'm not gonna strip in front of all
女
these
子ばかり
girls.
のところで脱げるか。
何言ってんのあんた。そんな場合じゃないでしょ。
わやめろ、引っ
Ah,
張るな、痛い
stop!
痛い痛い
Don't pull! Ah, ah, ah! The pain causing in my body keeps me from putting up much resistance, and Kurusu strips me down like a doll. Well, you were the one who did it, don't you? Why are you turning red? This is totally your fault!
赤面なんてしてないぞ。
いいからあっち向いて
Fine,
てくれ。
whatever, just
俺
look
ま
the
だ
other
恥ずかし
way.
く
You're
なるだろ
making me embarrassed.
わかったわよ。ほら、漆原さん、向こうも。
He doesn't need to. He's a man.
だからルーカ
What?
ーこ
Lukuko, you're a guy. Why the hell are you turning red?
すみません。別に僕、
What?
岡部、京子さんの背中が。
あ
Ah.
ほらほら今日も大きな声を出したら怪我に触るにゃ。お薬
あ。いや、薬など自分で塗
No,
るから
I can do it myself.
何言ってるんだにゃ。ほらお背中を見せて。
Before I can even object, Ferris has circled around to my back. She slowly starts rubbing the medicine on. Her thin, gentle fingers tickle a little.
うん。
痛かったごめんにゃさ。
いや、大丈夫。
No, I'm fine. There's no way I can tell her that it feels good, or that it tickles. Ugh.
はいこれでよしにゃ。
He's just
それ
being
じゃあ
attacked.
今度は
Look,
前だにゃ。
look at Kiyoma though. Look at this man. That is a man and a half. he is scrawny, and I love how he just doesn't wear his belt properly. This is a thing and a half. Did she just say front? Well, I mean, like, it's a shame they don't actually show the injuries on him. I think it would be cool if they showed the injuries on him.
待て。
Wait a minute.
それはさすがに
I
自
can
分でや
definitely
る
do。that myself.
ダメだにゃ。フェリスの手で塗り塗りするんだにゃ。じゃあマユシーはこっちに塗ってあげるね。
Ferris and Mayuri surround me, their moist hands creeping along my body.
あ
Ah! Stop it, you two!
今日のはここが弱いのかにゃ。塗り塗り塗り塗り。
They act like 3-year-olds. Whoa!
声だけ聞いてると、なんかいかがわしいわ。
Kurusu still has her back to me, is red as she yells. Meanwhile, Lukuko is hanging his head down.
フェイリスさんマユリちゃん
You're the one who turned away, Luca.
いいな
What do you mean by that? You know what? I'm not going to ask. Let's talk about the aftermath, shall we? Just as planned, after 4 Degrees C's shady cash flow came to light, he found himself in the crosshairs of some terrifying government officials. Rumour has it that his companies are set to be under investigation in the near future. To make matters better for us, Moeka's later articles will reveal that he did in fact appear to have broken the law on multiple occasions. Thanks to Operation Freya, May Queen had started to bounce back, and 4 Degrees C in a panic went just a little bit too far in trying to crush us. According to Moeka, the evictions in the May Queen building would produce a whole lot of smoke if investigated. You know what they say about smoke. All of 4 Degrees C's backers had abandoned him, and the influence over Rakiba was rapidly declining. The day as he becomes a hyper-whatever producer in name only is like just around the corner. And that, my friends, is how the third Akihabara Maid Cafe war came to a close. All the maid cafes that had gone out of business or moved have been slowly returning to their original spots, taking the places of 4 Degrees C's businesses. And in a bit of happy news, many of May Queen's regulars have started to come back. As for what us lab members are up to, well, with Operation Freya complete, our work at May Queen was supposed to have come to an end, but it would appear as though we've gained quite the fan base among certain crowds, making it a bit difficult to just quit.
ご注文。
ねえねえルカ君お願いひらりちゃんこそしてどうしてもぴったりの子がいないの。まゆりちゃんに頼んでルカ君サイズの衣装を作ってもらってるんだ。
The Fujoshi army points over at Mayushi Nyanyan, busy serving customers at another table.
だから僕。
Madam, could I please request that you give the maid a little bit of a break? Also, hurry up and make your orders. Damn, I mean, please decide on your order.
クロト様
Yes?
クロト様もルカ君を説得してください。愛するクロト様のおっしゃることなら何でも聞いてくれると思うんです。
Damn you all! I am not his beloved!
もしかして岡部クロト様も
Lukako's expression is oddly serious.
それなら僕
You're not helping my case! Lukako. Seriously. My head aching from all this, I flee from the area as soon as I can, spotting our hell mage tormenting some of her slaves, customers. I think Daru, at another table.
お前は一体何をしているの？さっさと食べなさいグズ。水のおかわり？お前のような犬はその辺にある動物
Christina
ま
question mark.
さか私に掃除をさせる気じゃないでしょうね。
Christina? Is this just my imagination, or do you seem to be enjoying this far more than when you first started? See, the scary bit is when they actually do what she says. You know, there are people like that that would actually just do what she says without question. That's when you know you found a real creeper. You know, it's one thing to just enjoy getting, you know, talked down to. It's another thing to act upon what they're telling you. No, this can't be. Don't tell me you've opened the gate to some strange and terrifying world. Why is she like putting it in one letter at a time? Alright, she's writing on the thing.
チョコレートで字を書くときはもっと細くしないと。ご主人様。
Maybe she's a fan of boats.
それに生クリーム多すぎだよ。こんなパンケーキ見たこと。
Standing around a customer's table, Suzu is scolding her troublesome big sister. This is yet another famous combination that's come into existence here at May Queen. In fact, they're so popular they've already taken on roles as sisters. Hell, we have customers that just sit back and smile as they enjoy watching the two go back and forth almost like a comedy act. And finally, who can forget our star performer? Daru in a penguin suit! Oh no, Mr. Bump's missing the Daru in a penguin suit. The support received that you only lasted a single day.
なんでだ納得いかないよみんな可愛い
It's your own damn fault, you zombie penguin bastard. The day the costume was complete, Penguin Daru went off to Chorodori to hand out flyers. And yeah, he was a big hit with the ladies. They'd all get real cozy talking about how cute he was. And some of these girls would even hug him. Unfortunately, those same hugs caused him to grow overexcited, resulting in him passing out with a terrible nosebleed. The bleeding was so bad that eventually the penguin was soaked in blood, like something out of a horror movie. Oh no! The zombie penguin had already become a bit of an urban legend here in Akiba, and will likely be passed on to future generations. Oh, that's right. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Why am I not on the home page? I feel like I'm just as important as everyone else. I should be like next to Luca. Anyway, we managed to finish shooting and editing the PV for May Queen. It's already up on the streaming sites. It goes without saying that its overall quality is below substandard, but nonetheless it's being warmly received, thanks to the main heroine's, Luca's a guy, performance, along with the rest of the women that appear in it. As for me, well, I'm popular with the Fujoshi crowd as usual. The men on the other hand will hate my guts. It's gotten hard to deal with, so I stopped looking at internet comments. Oh, and I'm not the only victim either. Apparently, Kurosha had been telling herself that since the PV was for a tiny makeoff in Akiba, there's no way it would make the rounds. However,
スにも
Our university professors managed to find it with no problem, and apparently enjoyed it quite a bit. They ended up sending the video around via a mailing list. Oh, that's just mean. That's just so mean. By the time Kurusu noticed, it was too late. Now she's famous around the campus for her second name, Akihabara Maid Girl. To make matters worse, folks are trying to get her to dance at some kind of samba event in the States next month. They want her to wear her cat ears and maid outfit, of course. And so Kurusu is constantly having to deal with emails from the States, day in and day out. Every now and then you can hear her muttering things like, "So I'm not going to dress up as a maid!" Or, "I don't even know how to dance the samba!" That's about the long and short of it. It may be gradual, but the wounds received during the war are slowly starting to heal.
今日もお疲れ。
ああ、
Thanks, I'm actually
Demon,
getting pretty
David
used to
Naruto.
it. At least compared to the
初め
beginning
の頃よ
anyway.
りはずっと。
そっか。
Ferris and I worked the late shift today, so we were the last ones out of the cafe. I decided to walk her back to her place before heading to the lab. We're walking through Akiba together. 4 Degree C has vanished from Akiba. He's supposedly on the run, but there's no guarantee that he won't come for Ferris seeking revenge. Of course, Ferris isn't the only one I'm concerned about. I made sure to tell the other girls, Lukako included, to not go anywhere alone at night.
それに。
Plus, you've cheered up. That's enough to wipe away my fatigue.
と、マユリが
That's what Mayuri was saying earlier.
なんだ。びっく
いや、俺
Well,
も
I
そう
feel
思
the
う
same
ぞ。
way. Your cheerfulness
フ
is
ェイリスが賑
infectious.
やかにしている。
り。そっかにゃ。
あ
Yeah.
なんだか照れちゃうにゃ。
Ferris scratches her cheek with her index finger. She continues to wear her carefree smile as we keep walking in silence. With nothing to say, I just quietly stay next to her. The night breeze passing underfoot hints at the coming of autumn. As I look up, my view is filled with a sea of buildings. Their stores closed up for the day. In this starless sky, their neon signs are the only thing illuminating the night. This is the true form of Akihabara, a chaotic mishmash of different buildings, skyscrapers, and multiplex structures.
あのね。
ん
What's up? I continue to look up at the Akiba skyline.
本当にありがとう。
I notice Ferris's speaking mannerisms have changed and turn to look at her. There, I didn't find Ferris Nanyan but Rumiho, the ordinary high school girl. Her cat ears are gone.
フェイリス
Ferris,
前も言ったけど、これまで私にはどんなに苦しくても、どんなに泣きたくっても、
王子様。
Prince?
ごめん。本当は私、ものすごく子供なん
Ferris
だ。
bashfully raises the corners of her mouth a little.
俺たちは
Are we able
そ
to
の
become your
王子
prince?
様になれたかそうか。
I'm glad. The breeze blows yet again, and soft and gentle, and Ferris' twin tails away. And Ferris's twin tails sway from side to side. And then suddenly, Ferris stops in place, looking up at me. I instinctively stop as well, looking down on her. Our gazes intertwine, drawn to each other. I can see Ferris's cheeks start to redden, her eyes glistening.
ただね、私、京馬にな。
え
What is it?
なんだ
Go on,
Hit me.
hit me. I'll do
な
anything.
んで
本当に
Really? Actually hits him. I didn't mean that.
ああ
Yeah, as long as it's within my abilities.
そう。
See, Kiyomi's just too nice. The first girl that gets to him is her. He's hers. Ferris pauses in hesitation. Her clear jade eyes remain unmoving, as though she's trying to peer deep into my soul. And then
ねえ、覚えてる？
魔法
a spell. Oh yeah.
あ
マナとは違う。ただね、それを聞いてしまったら、私のこと好きになっちゃう魔法。
あれはその
Didn't I tell you it didn't
俺
work?
には聞かないと言った
My
ろ
heart starts racing as I reply to her. I feel like the pitch of my voice has gone up too.
でもあれは魔法にかかった人が私のことを好きになるその逆。
The reverse? The problem is he's also very dense. Ferris slowly brings her face close to mine. She's standing on her tiptoes. The distance between us is so small that our faces would touch if either of us moved.
あれはね、ルミホって呼んでくれた。
What?
私を
Everything around us has stopped. The only place where time flows is the space between our gazes. I can feel her warmth as she clings tightly to me. It's almost as if she's the only person that exists in the entire world. Is this heartbeat my own, or is it hers? And then, I can see the tears beginning to well in Ferris's eyes. These tiny beads of light quickly grow larger on the verge of rolling down her cheeks.
呼んで
Rumi.
Rumi. And then Rumiho's lips cover mine. The mysterious feeling is warm, sweet, and yet somehow heart-rending. It melts between our lips. Our lips continue to seek each other for some time, enchanted with one another. And at last, we slowly pull away. Hey!
おい、
なんてね
Oh, what?
何
Ferris sticks her red tongue out from between the lips she had just kissed me with, and promptly leaps back. Then quickly re-equips her cat ears.
フェイリスニャンニャンはみんな
Back to her usual
フェイリスニャン
hijinks.
ニャンなの
She
ね
now declares her motto. You damn cat girl!
京馬には新しいわ
今度はなんだ
What is it this time?
これから先京馬はずっとずっとずーっと
Ferris whips her twin tail as she turns around and starts to run. I chase right after her.
お
Curse you! That's cheating! That sort of magic will never work on me!
もう手遅れだにゃしかもフェイリスのカッ
待てこ
I
の
said, wait up, you damn cat girl demon!
怖くまでないにゃ天使なんだにゃ
Ferris and I wear big smiles on our faces as we race through the labyrinth of alleyways. Amidst the flood of neon lights, the buildings of Akiba quietly look down upon us. Tomorrow this town will once again be filled with its usual hustle and bustle. Tomorrow and the day after that, this town will continue to be a fun place open to any and all. A place that will continue to burst with dreams and hopes for all to see. Just like the smile this mischievous little cat is wearing as she runs ahead of me. As my mind races with these thoughts, I continue to chase after that cat forever. And credits. Credits. There we go. We've succeeded in another one. Oh, stretch. I enjoyed that storyline. I'm glad we finally got to take down 4 Degree C, the little bastard. Didn't like him one bit. Hopefully he won't appear too much up in the other stories. He very well may do though. He seems to be quite a prominent character in this little game. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Better than the Moeka one anyway. It's just I can't connect with Moeka. I feel like I connect with Ferris better than I thought I would, mainly just because her ending in the first game makes the most sense. It's like the correct way to go. Like, you know, obviously you should send the D-mail for Suzuha, so to stop her being depressed and killing herself. But I feel for Ferris, you know, the second email that you need to undo, it just doesn't make sense. You're killing someone to save someone else. Okay, well that's that. I'm gonna wrap up for today. It's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna go eat soon.